So we are on page 6 of our Unit 6 packet, and we are still looking at the second solving quadratic equation method of completing the square. So we'll have more practice today on that. Today we're going to look at a word problem, number 1. When we're looking at word problems, we want to read, reread, and annotate. So I'll read it the first time. Milton made a mistake when beginning to solve 2x squared minus 8x minus 4 equals 0 by completing the square. Explain and correct the mistake, then finish solving the equation. So I'll read it again and I'll highlight, and as well for here I'll underline some important stuff. So Milton made a mistake when beginning to solve 2x squared minus 8x minus 4 equals 0 by completing the square. Explain and correct the mistake, and then finish solving the equation. So let's look this over. Well, his first step here, 2x squared minus 8x equals 4. Well, that step is correct because in our steps, if you want to use page 4 of the packet, that will help you. Our steps are on that page. It says take the C term and bring it to the other side of the equation. He did that. Inverse operation, it was -4, so he added 4 to both sides. Okay, that's fine. And then in the next step, you notice, so I'm going to label these 1. Oh, that looks horrible. Hold on. I'm going to label this 1, 2, and 3. So in his second step, you notice that he added 16 to both sides. Well, let's think about that for a second. He added 16. Where did he get the 16 from? Let's look at our list on page 4. Oh, okay, so it's rearranging, number 2, rearranging. So basically it's saying you take the B term, which is 8. Okay, so take the B term, which is 8, -8 divided by 2, and square. And if we did that, we have -8 over 2 squared. And that would give you 16. So, okay, so he's adding it to both sides. That's fine. But the next step, it says it will form a perfect trinomial. If you notice, this is not a perfect trinomial yet. A, in this case right here, is larger than 1. So if you look up a little bit, under the rearrange, it's also telling you to check if there's a GCF. Well, there is one. 2, -8, and 16 have 2 in common. So I'm going to box step 2, because this is where his mistake is. And I would say before rearranging, he forgot to check for a GCF and divide out. Okay, that's a mistake. And then it's telling you to finish solving the equation. So I'm going to move this up a little bit so I can have some more space. And I'm just going to rewrite his first step as well as the equation again. So let's go back. And it was 2x squared minus 8x minus 4 equals 0. And we all were in agreement for his second step. 2x squared minus 8x equals 4. Right? And it's the next step that we notice the error. He should have divided everything by 2. And he would have had x squared minus 4x equals 2. And this is where he would take the b term, which is negative 4, divided by 2, which is negative 2, and square, which is positive 4, and add it to both sides. Okay, I don't think I have any more space. Yeah, I don't. Okay, I'm just going to bring this problem up here. We have, if I were to simplify both sides, we would have, x minus 2 squared equals 6. Take the square root on both sides, and we would have x minus 2 equals, remember, plus or minus negative 6, radical 6. And then we're looking to get x by itself. So we're going to add 2. And we could say x is equal to 2 plus or minus radical 6. Okay, so the rest of the problems are similar. Not all of them are error analysis. This one in particular they were, but all of them have to deal with completing the square. Thanks.